the Emperor. Finish this! High ground. We'll gain the advantage. Continue the assault. Reinforcements are coming.
Sorry about that.
The monolith! We destroy that and this is over! Charge!
Alright, so we're gonna be playing the campaign. Normal.
The planet Cronus, beset on all sides by the tides of war, this once quiet colony became a savage battlefield. 7 armies clashed on this one world, each refusing to back down, each convinced it was in the right. From beneath the sands of Cronus' central desert came the Necrons, ancient machines bent on eradicating all life. But another evil already had its eyes on the planet. From the depths of the warp, the demonic forces of chaos arrived to enforce their claim. To oppose these fearsome powers, the planet's rulers in the Tau Empire sent their elite soldiers and sophisticated battlesuits into the fray. From the mighty Imperium of Man came the Imperial Guard, there to secure Cronus for the glory of the God Emperor. Like a green tide, the Orc Horde descended on Cronus, caring little for others' claims and sowing destruction in its wake. The Eldar, ancient enemies of the Necrons, emerged from their webway to pursue their own agenda on Cronus. And last came the Space Marines, finest and most uncompromising of the Imperium soldiers. Seeing a world beset by aliens and heretics, they undertook a great purge. A Dark Crusade had begun. It could only end with the total victory of one of these factions, and the total defeat of all others.
Someone plays the Space Marine. Most interesting faction, in my opinion. Because, you know, Warhammer and Space Marines are pretty much one and the same. Yeah.
The Space Marines of the Blood Ravens chapter arrived on Cronus like the mailed fist of the Emperor. Acting under orders from his chapter master and chief librarian, young brother Captain Davian Thule ordered the Blood Ravens to carry out a thorough purge of this world. The chapter master had told Thule that ancient relics of the chapter were hidden on Cronus. Artifacts from the mysterious early years of the Blood Ravens. These sacred items could not be allowed to fall into alien hands. Captain Thule ordered the withdrawal of the Imperial Guard forces stationed in Victory Bay. But Governor Alexander flatly refused to pull his men back. Thule judged the governor a good man, but had little choice but to send his Space Marines to battle the governor's troops, along with all the other powers on Cronus. The Blood Ravens' willingness to fight soldiers of the Imperium did not go unnoticed. Whispers began that the relics on Cronus were more damning than holy. Only the war's victors would be left to decide the truth of the matter.
Welcome to the single-player campaign for...
Alright, so let's get this stuff.
Today the enemy shall know fear. He who stands with me shall be my brother.
Space Marines are probably...
Scouts reporting for Sentinel. Strategic point identified.
You can... The second you get Space Marines off, you can...
What is your most beneficent one?
While the enemies of the Emperor still draw breath, there can be no peace. I serve mankind.
Yes, most beneficent one.
Praise the Emperor. Beware their trickery.
What is your most beneficent one?
Taking heavy fire.
Praise the Emperor. What would you have me do?
Defending objective at your command. Infiltrating enemy territory. Strategic point
Here
identified.
to serve. Initializing most beneficent one.
You can make...
Marine squad deployed. Ever vigilant.
You have the
Cleanse,
requisition.
purge, kill.
While the enemies of the Emperor still draw breath, there can be no
Kill my
peace.
guys.
We are united in this service.
Fear denies faith. Objective
Walk
lost.
softly, then carry a big gun.
Here to serve.
You could build a couple
Here to serve.
generators.
With all here to serve. I will do as you ask. Yes, Lord.
Defending objective.
Build routine
Scouts ready.
721 initiated.
Strategic point
My
identified.
faith is my shield.
We are the Emperor's chosen.
More, yeah, more, You want to
Taking damage.
early on get enough.
The Emperor protects.
For the
Usually not
Emperor.
good until you have +9.
I await your instructions.
Fear
Initializing
denies
your
faith.
protocol.
While the enemies of the Emperor still draw breath, there can be no peace.
Awaiting orders.
These guys,
Walk softly, then carry a big gun.
these guys immediately are trash.
We stand ready.
While the enemies of the Emperor still draw breath, there can be
Yes,
no
Lord.
peace.
Build routine 721 initiated.
Yes, my lord.
What would you have me do?
Ever vigilant.
The Emperor.
Position secure.
This day shall be a glorious one for
Scouts
the
in
Imperium.
position.
For those of you who don't know in
Infiltrating
this
enemy
game, you need
territory.
this to unlock your most powerful unit. Your back to the most powerful.
Awaiting orders. Orders
The
received.
Emperor protects.
At your command.
This day shall be a glorious one for the Imperium.
Heresy rose from idleness.
Yes, most beneficent one. With all due haste. Yes, most beneficent one. Build routine 721
Fate
initiated.
is our shield.
He who stands with me shall be my brother.
Fate is our shield.
The Emperor protects.
Fear denies fate. For the glory of the Imperium.
Now you don't want to blow up their HQ. That's how you win the battle. I typically want to set up a base first, so that next time they attack them, you have kind of like defense and all that.
He who stands with me shall be
Ever vigilant.
This day
So the
shall be a
Imperium
glorious
is
one for the Imperium.
Pretty useful.
Yes, most beneficent one.
Especially only, you know, taking.
Yes,
have your
Lord. Here to serve. With all due haste. Yes, Lord. I
More
exist to
requisitions.
serve.
Direct us to the enemy.
Get your early troop. Well,
I
Area
await your
secured.
instructions. I
You
will
usually
do
don't need
as you
Scouts
ask.
awaiting orders.
you need requisition generators the whole time, but you typically don't use much generator points till later on. Vehicles cost a lot more for
Here
them,
to serve.
but not. As you can see, this is
Under
190
fire.
and 0.
Fear denies fate.
Beware the alien, the mutant, the heretic. This day shall be a glorious one for the Imperium.
I can. These things are great. They add actually. Each one adds 6. To your
Marine squad
acquisition
deployed.
score when you do this, like that. So you just do that. And it's pretty good. You know, can't afford it, but sorry. There you go.
Yes, my lord. Orders received.
Walk softly and carry a big
Underneath
gun.
it. I'm putting him like that so he doesn't run off. and
I
go into-
serve mankind.
What's your order?
Position secure.
We are the Emperor's chosen. Fear denies fate.
As you can see, I have it's plus 100, so it's the requisition's moving up quite a bit faster than before.
Fear denies fate.
Yes, Lord.
And the next goal is to upgrade my monastery, so it's
Under
so I
fire.
can unlock.
Awaiting orders. We will crush the enemies of the Imperium.
Praise the
You can gain
Emperor.
some health, but not much there. So. Can't do that yet.
At your command. Infiltrating enemy territory.
You.
Yes, Lord. I will
So,
do as you
by
ask.
the end of this battle, I control pretty much the whole southern half of the board. So every time I'm attacking that they have 2 factions there, I'll just ready. I like to always have one of these. And you'll have you start with a decent amount of troop requisitions there, squad cats for soldiers there, but for vehicles it starts with 0, so you kind of
Yes, Lord.
Awaiting orders.
and I have to
Here
build
to serve.
armory. This allows your soldiers
With all due haste.
allows you to
Position
What's your order?
secure.
upgrade, heavy bolters, or
I await your
I
instructions.
prefer. I usually take kind of a mix there,
Fear
2 heavy
denies
bolters
fate.
and 2 rocket launchers, or to give your soldiers kind of
We
variety.
are the Emperor's chosen.
As you can see, I can only recruit sergeants in the squad, not any heavy weapon until
What is your order?
you upgrade, until you build the army. Now, as I said before, I
Faith
like to
is
get
our
3 and 2.
shield.
As you can see, I can only get 2. That is until you get this upgrade here. Let's see how fast.
I await your instructions.
That's
Defending
silver.
objective.
Yes, Lord.
I like to build my machine cult over here.
With all due haste.
So they are done
Scouts here.
capturing. I'm gonna give them.
Yes, most beneficent one.
Put you over there.
I will do as you ask.
Now, when this is done building, I'm going to be allowed to make the machine called the monastery upgrade number 2.
At your command.
Which makes it, you can have, you know, your heavy tanks and your terminators, which are your best infantry.
Yes, my lord.
Space Marines are typically very strong. You upgrade them and such, giving them this. It increases the health of all your units. The War Gear Bionics.
At your command.
You can see now I got 5. And when this is done, it's going to be at 7. I can build 2 dreadnoughts just like that. Dreadnoughts are really solid for its vehicle.
Yes, most beneficent one. I will do as you ask.
I prefer the melee ones, because of what they can do. And some people
Here to serve.
the
With all due
Hellfire
haste.
dreadnoughts I think they're trash. Just my opinion. Nope, wrong one.
Here to serve.
So, just doing that. At this point, I want to put these because it gives you an extra 60-year requisition. Now, as you can see, I have
Yes,
plus
Lord.
60 generators that I cannot build anymore. So later on, I'm going to build a fortress or a stronghold, an extra stronghold that allows you to build more.
Direct us to the enemy.
Each stronghold can allow you to build 6 of them. Usually I have a stronghold here and one here, and I have usually a bunch of generators just lying here. That increases the accuracy of your soldiers'
We are the Emperor's chosen.
weaponry, so obviously it makes them more effective.
I await your instructions.
Now this guy is great. He's the secondary commander. I like to put him with Terminators with the weapons. There you go. Do that. There you go. Can't afford it just yet. Alright.
We stand ready.
Scouts in position.
Okay, so now that our basically reaches maximum,
I
we're
await
going
your
to build this.
instructions.
This allows you to have Terminators, and
With all due haste.
it's also great because you can build dreadnoughts in it and Space Marines, and you can drop them in the map wherever you want. Very, very useful. Very
My
useful
powers are
building.
yours to command.
Yes, most
My
beneficent
knowledge
one.
is at your
Probably one of the
disposal.
best, and allows you to your commander to do
Beware
that
the
pretty good.
alien, the mutant, the heretic. For the honor of the chapter.
Obviously, I have the Eldar pretty much beaten in these battles.
While the enemies of the Emperor still draw breath, there can be no peace. On alert, brothers. The enemy must be nearby.
Okay, ready? So,
Taking damage.
On alert, brothers. The enemy
power
must be
right there.
nearby.
Use this. It allows you to have every shot based on very, very useful. Especially when they have massive infantry or you're reluctant to attack infantry. They're entrenched and powerful there, so you have one of those. Kind of makes their soldiers have a bit of a tougher time. Alright, so you got this allows you to build your relic. Okay. You have the relic here, not the relic, sorry, your Land Raider. You still need the heavy armor deployment to make your whirlwinds. I think whirlwinds are the most useless artillery tank in the game. apart from maybe the Chaos Defilers there. But Land Raiders with Predators together are almost unstoppable. Especially supported by a Terminator squad with a build both.
Yes, most beneficent one. Build routine 721 initiated.
As you can
Hope
see,
is the
they're
first
going
step
nowhere.
on the
They
road to
try to
disappointment.
escape slightly there, they start getting
Terminators ready.
Fear not the sight.
Now, to upgrade the commanders and abilities, this one's probably my favorite. Because you use it to your librarian.
There is no such thing as
Comes
innocence.
up here somewhat,
Only
and it's
degrees
like
of guilt.
your units continue to take damage, but they don't die. And
Terminators
this is very often a very useful power to have when things are, you know, looking grim and stuff there.
Yes, most beneficent one.
Yeah, so can't afford that just yet.
I shall obey. With all due haste.
Can't afford that just yet. It's gonna be quite useful. There, so now I can build my Land Raider and
Taking heavy fire. Your will. By his
While the enemies
sword.
of the Emperor still draw breath, there can be no peace.
I forgot to tell you
Praise
guys,
the Emperor.
these guys have the
An
option of
open
the heavy
mind is
flame
like
or
a
the
fortress with its
minigun.
gates unbarred and
In my opinion,
unguarded.
it's not even close. The minigun, as you saw, just mowed down infantry, whereas the heavy flamer is good, but it's just not accurate.
Here to serve. Here to serve.
Send you here.
With all due haste.
Now these guys are done
I
with
await your instructions.
Tell them,
Yes, most beneficent one.
protect it.
I will do as you ask.
This guy.
Heresy grows from idleness.
Now, typically I don't build these guys because they're very weak units. Well, they're not weak. They're just not very. They're, in my opinion, not. As good
Faith
as
is
they
our shield.
Yes, Lord. Initializing build protocol.
Dead from above.
like turrets with rocket launchers.
I await your instructions.
Very useful.
Build routine 721 initiated. Yes, Lord. I will do as you ask.
Under
I
fire.
await your instructions.
I know we're under fire, but our dude, my men.
Initializing build protocol. Here to serve.
So now we're making 250 requisition. Don't get used to that. It's a very you're never gonna get, usually 3 or 4 is more than enough there, but
At your command.
never hurts to have extreme unknowns though.
I await your instructions. Build routine 721
Scouts here.
initiated.
Direct us to the enemy.
Walk softly and carry a big
He's
gun.
by himself. Like an idiot.
My knowledge is at your disposal.
Alright, and to upgrade your generals, you typically go that increases their health. That increases requisition. Here it increases power. I typically just build extra things
Here
rather
to
than
serve.
spend money on that. It's
With all due haste.
spend money on. Now it's time to unleash the big guns. I like to keep them in hold ground so they don't move unless I tell them. And then, since that takes each predator takes 5 points here, the Line Raider takes 3. The Dreadnought takes 3. I'm gonna build 2 of them when I have enough power. There you go.
Yes, most beneficent one. I will do as you ask. Here to serve. Yes, most beneficent one. With all due haste. I await your instructions. Initializing build protocol.
I have awoken.
There you go. Now I'm gonna do Control 0, so that next time I like click
What's
it,
your order?
0, and there it is. I'll give it for that. Alright.
Yes, most beneficent one. Yes, Lord. Build routine 721
Typically they attack
initiated.
this or this here.
Yes,
This is the
Lord.
gateway to my more important things. So I kind of keep it closed.
Initializing build protocol.
You can see this has 20,000 health. It's more than enough to wreck main tanks or main infantry, pretty much anything. This thing usually beats it. And this can increase its damage resistance if you click that. Its ability. Something you don't.
Yes, Lord.
I typically don't really use unless
I will do as you ask.
this battle will not be, as I'm facing nothing but light Eldarian infantry there, which
What's
is
your order?
almost as bad as scouts. This is your other secondary commander. He's pretty good. He's more of a medic. These things, I like to put all lasers so they're more anti-tank or anti-building, rather than
Yes,
anything else.
Lord. I will do as you ask. Yes, Lord.
And now I'm tell you to build some generators. So hard.
I will do as you ask.
Alright, I think we're good to go. We're at that.
Land Raider at your disposal.
We built our base. Could probably make more generators. It doesn't really matter that much.
Be standing in any fire.
0, drop these guys.
I have awoken.
This is the end.
Praise the Emperor.
Awaiting orders.
I use that.
Heresy grows like
I am ready to serve.
Very solid infantry.
I am the Emperor's
Very
manifest.
We got a 48 ranger, which is pretty strong for a building. It's not much. The Land Raider, the Flight Raider, I got another one here. There you go. So that was the end of the first battle. You gain. There you go. I like to use veteran pole units first because it greatly increases your health from 3750 to 4950. Save my game. As so I don't worry if I lose a place, I'll just continue. It's just more of a so I don't lose the campaign. Now I'm gonna end my before I do that, I'm gonna do this. And, so next battle, I'm gonna have them. And this way, if you go commander, your honor or whatever, it's gonna pop up here. You just click it, you click yes, right? Pay the requisition, and you'll have them right off the bat on to the next battle. Well, I'm gonna end the recording here. You guys have a good day. See you guys next time.